Thanks again, Hannah. I've had a wonderful afternoon celebrating the awards with you all. We've seen the very best our profession has to offer and recognised the fantastic outcomes our work has for people, place and nature. Globally, we as landscape professionals seem to face many of the same challenges. We know about the transformative value of our work. The problem is how, in a world of infrastructure steered by the planners and architects, where nature is merely an adornment and not a crucial fixture, do we become our own greatest advocates? How do we orchestrate change and not just respond to it? How do we lead with the green? I, for one, am optimistic. The importance of COP26 cannot be overstated. Humanity knows that climate change is happening now and that we need bold, decisive, collaborative action to avoid its worst effects. Our modern global society demands infrastructure, but urgent climate and environmental and social pressures demand it be green infrastructure. We need designers, planners, managers and more who are specialists in natural solutions. We need ground-up approaches to development that understand the unifying frameworks we build our lives on. We need holistic expertise that considers the interface between built and natural elements and that spans the whole life cycle of a project. If only there were a profession that offered all that. Has our time come? I think it has. We can become change makers, but we can no longer be, as Catherine Gustafson so wonderfully describes us, a shade-loving species. We can do better. And for the sake of our world and our future, we must do better. I spoke earlier about rebuilding our links with educational institutions, but education goes beyond encouraging young people to choose landscape. It includes educating the public to aspire for better, educating politicians that landscape is an easy win if you have the right people on the job, educating our peers and colleagues in the built environment professions that we have the skills, the knowledge and the willingness to collaborate. This year's awards demonstrate exceptionally high standards at all scales. It was so difficult to choose a winner for the President's Award, particularly when comparing across such different scopes. Another personal favourite project and close front runner was the Rectory Lane Cemetery. Each entry was a fantastic example of our members' creativity and the skills we all employ every day to deliver real, tangible outcomes for climate change, biodiversity loss and health and well-being. The eventual winner, the Guangzhou Ecological Belt, sets a new benchmark for how landscape can respond to all three. While it's an enormous project, all its systems are scalable, and so it's achievable here in the UK to deliver the West Midlands National Park, for instance, or at Thamesmead, or any of our towns or cities. Each principle of landscape can adjust to meet the demands of the ecosystem, and whether the intervention tackles a street corner or a whole region, if done right, it makes a world of difference. Without a connection to nature, people don't have any passion to protect it. Through our work, we can give them that connection and that passion. Parks and green space have served a vital function over the past 2 years. Our challenge is to make sure they aren't forgotten as our conurbations rumble back to life. We need to broaden our professional home and welcome more parks and landscape managers to expand the discipline of landscape to cover the whole life of a project and to give a unified voice that's impossible to ignore. Next year, I want to see dozens more parks and green spaces entered into these awards. Our challenge as practices and professionals is to make sure that we are advocating every day for change, for knowledge, for leadership. Congratulations once again to all our winners and to our finalists, and a big thank you to Hannah for hosting today's ceremony. Changing the world is a collective effort and everyone should be proud of their work.